All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Patreon site for Starseeds and Sensitives. So I just want to share a little bit about this is the first day. And so I have one participant who's been with me for quite a while, and we're very excited to be building this group. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous at the first thing, and I'm wanting to do really well, and I'm wanting to really give a lot and be supportive of everybody. So, um, and I'm nervous like it might not go. So I'm kind of sharing with you what's going on. What if this doesn't go? Um, I just have been looking for a place where my guides are just telling me star seeds and sensitives need community, need a place to be talking about things, need to have a place that feels safe to them, that they can ask questions, that they can learn things, that they can share, that they could meet other star seeds and sensitives, not live necessarily, but and hopefully we'll have lots of chat down the road, and I can bring you all on screen or keep you off for privacy reasons, whatever it is that you want, how this would work. So I'm going with the flow. I want to be able to come on and share something that excites me, or share some news, or let people come on, if I be spontaneous and say, hey, I'm going to be up in an hour and I want to talk about the heavy duty energies that are going on and how we can take care of ourselves right now, or whatever. It's a place for us to really support each other, and I want to support you. I want to be a great guide for ascension and awakening for you, as well as self-care and relationships and your well-being. And then you can share also with each other. So let's get started. So the first question today is that Denise is helping me with is and a lot of people ask what are the seven, or how do you know you're a star seed? And how I found out I was a star seed is that I had a reading, and it told me I was a star seed, and that turned my life around, because then it was a defining moment that helped me see that was my mission. Like, I had been a coach for quite a while, a life coach for sensitives and star seeds, although I didn't realize they were star seeds at the time, and for many years. And then when I had this reading, it was like, oh my gosh, of course. But even when I was being one thing with star seeds, I would say, and a lot of the sensitives that I work with, it's not all sensitives, but the ones that I work with, that we all, since we've been young, have this feeling that we're here to do something big. And even though we might be shy, and at a young age, I'm going, who, me? Like, what big thing, and it might be like, oh, I'm going to be a nurse, from a little kid, or a fireman, or whatever that your ability to think big at that time, what that means, right? And so and then as you grow, you just have this nagging feeling that kind of keeps pulling you about something you're going to do. And so even as a life coach and helping, thousands of people along the way, I never felt like I was doing enough. And so it just felt like I really wasn't doing my big thing, even though I might not even be aware at that time that it wasn't the big thing, my big mission. But it just felt like I wasn't doing enough. And I was like, what's the thing to do enough? And then when I had this reading, and she told me I was a starseed and explained things to me, and I'm from Polaris. I mainly have spent most of my time in Polaris, and I'm a parallel, and I've only had 8 lives here on Earth, and I've had more lives than a lot of parallels because I'm here to help the parallels be in their body. There's only something like 50,000 parallels here in on Earth right now, and most of them are coming in first or first or second times on Earth. And so the density of the body is feeling what do I say, too heavy. It's like coming from a, another planet, coming from the cosmos where things are lighter, are more plasma, or other things that are not. It's not this dense, heavy body, and that we don't like how it feels, and a lot of people want to leave. A lot of parallels who come in don't want to leave. So parallels are those of us who came from Polaris, the planet Polaris. And on the planet Polaris, it's love. It's so much love. It's like pure love in that planet. And so all of a sudden you come down and you're in this heavy duty body and you're dealing with all these emotions that are around you from Earth, right? That are like, what the hell is going on? And when you're, a lot of times when you're from another planet, I'm getting off on a little tangent here before I go into the star seeds down here, but it's going to give you an idea. So one of the things is it's hard to be in your body. But sometimes it's like you don't feel comfortable in your body. You don't feel comfortable here on Earth. And so some people commit suicide. Some babies abort. They don't like the feeling, their parents' vibration along with it's just not the right time. It's too much, it feels like too much. And so also as coming into the body, a starseed, depending on from what planet you come in, right? You come in from pure loving planet and you get into a family that's really dysfunctional, to say the least, and you're wondering, what the hell are you doing here? And so it doesn't feel good. And so as sensitives and star seeds, what we tend to do when we first come into the world and then we're learning how to be with our family, right? That's what that starts the conditionings. And so it's like, we're sensitive and we're taking in all the energy of our family and trying to figure out how to belong, how to feel safe as a baby, as a child. And so in the process of doing that, we start to give up parts of ourselves, or we start to feel things. So if you're in a family where there's a narcissist or a parent who has mental issues and can't have a lot of things going on, just like you as a starseed, not gets overwhelmed and everything, but your energy of being you is too overwhelming for them. Or somebody who's like very militaristic, like things have to be done a certain way in this family, in this way, blah, 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 blah. And you can't be yourself, or if you feel unsafe in any way in being you, or unsafe to do things different than your family wants to do them, you start reacting, and you can feel all of those emotions and things that are going on with the family members, and the tension and the drama and the confusion and whatever's going, chaos, and the anger and the resentment and all whatever, sadness, grief, all that stuff that's happening, and it becomes way too much for you to have. So what happens is you'll pop out of your body a little, You might go a lot, you might go a little. You might, if you're very young, you might go off traveling or daydream or space out, right? You learn to do that in a way that was, that felt safer to you. You didn't feel, because you didn't know how to create healthy boundaries. Now you don't know that. You're doing what you know to do, or what you can do to survive, to feel better. And in doing that, so that starts to become a pattern. When anything comes up, or you start feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated or not safe, you'll pop out of your body. And but the purpose for you being here on Earth is you volunteered to come down and be here at this time and help people like I'm helping. So you're either learning about this, and then you'll discover what your big mission is and why you're here. But you have to also think you came down for your planet, or for whoever you were, wherever you were being at the time, for the different universes, came down to learn what is it like to be a human here on the planet. Because then you're going to take back information when you leave this planet, or you're sending information back and forth. And so, or some of you are going on spacecrafts and giving information, giving blood, doing, whatever testing, and then coming back. And they're learning about Earth and how to be a human with a spiritual beingness in you. What's that like? So it's kind of like a whole big experiment that we're having at this time. And you're part of that. And you're also part of helping people who are waking up, who might be other starseeds or sensitives, or humans, and hybrids. We're all hybrids. But waking up to the reality that life wasn't what you thought it was, what you were programmed in, and waking up also to the knowledge that you have, internal knowledge, knowing, what I call uppercase knowing, that you come in with as a starseed, and a sensitive, that you come in with this knowing. And so some of you are have engineering knowledge. Some of you have physics knowledge. Some of you have health. Some of you are emotional intelligence, right? That there's, you've come in here to learn different things. And a lot of times your biggest challenge before you're become awake, right? Because it's your biggest challenge, like you're not lovable, you don't matter. You think you're broken, you think you're not good enough. All of those things, they're not the truth. And part of waking up is realizing, oh, I am pure love. I do matter. I am enough. And I am this unique sovereign being in this planet right now, having an experience. And I'm learning about myself. And as I learn about myself, I learn about others, and I learn about, I can see different things, right? So when you start waking up, you start seeing, as soon as you start seeing yourself differently, it helps you see the world differently. And that's kind of like peeling an onion. As you peel back and learn more things, then you'll learn more of the truths. And as you do that too, and release the beliefs and the programming you got as a child that made you have to leave your body, that didn't feel good, you become more empowered. You have more control, you can set boundaries, and you start to have your stronger connection to your cosmic family, and you have more connection to that knowing and your big mission, why you're here. So the learning, you come down and you say, okay, I'm gonna learn what it means to be schizophrenic. I'm gonna learn what it means to be a quadriplegic. I'm gonna learn what it means to be in an emotionally dysfunctional home. I'm going to learn what it means to be an alcoholic. I'm going to learn what it means to be a politician, and all different things. So I want you to see we're all different. We all came in here for different things. So that's why you can't expect anybody else to be like you or to be going for the same things that you're going for, including every member of your family and including anybody that you're in relationship to. And so respecting that with each other is really important. So, so I was telling you about how I discovered and how it changed me. And the reason, so once I found like, oh, I'm here to help other starseeds and those sensitives, number one, discover who they really are and help them remember and be in their body so they can live their big mission, so they can help, right? They're here to help. So that overall, that's why I've created this site. That's why I'm here. And I'm here to help with the self-care. So first, let's talk about the signs that you're a starseed. So I talked about one, it's really hard for you to be in your body. It feels too intense. And the other is, and so, you know, staying in your body also is how to stay in your body. Ground into your body is putting your feet on the earth, to thinking of your body having a connection to the earth. You can also ground up into the universe or into the sun, into source. So both ways. A lot of times it depends on yourself, but what's the best way? Taking a shower, being in water, swimming, anything in water is super grounding. Gardening, being out in nature, spending time in nature, really important. Animals around you are very grounding. Breathing, being aware of feeling your breath going in and out of your body, feeling your heartbeat. Those are just some ways, and we can go more into depth in that later. And I have lots of videos. In fact, I think I have a grounding video on here already. And then the other thing besides not being in your body is that Earth doesn't feel like home. Like you feel like you might be fascinated with the stars and the planets, and that you feel like home is out there, or you have a connection. You just don't feel like you fit in. And I want to share with you, there's lots of us that don't feel like we fit in, that Earth is not necessarily our home, but you are here to make it your home and to discover things. So yeah, so that's you feel like you don't fit in. This doesn't feel like home, and it's hard for you to stay in your body because of the feelings, because you're having too many feelings. And part of that too is you're empathic. So it's like you're feeling all the people around you, or you're feeling the collective's energy. So learning how, one of the things that we'll do on here, and you can talk about and come in and get coached and stuff too, is learning how to create healthy boundaries with the people around you, how to create healthy boundaries with the collective consciousness, how to clear your energy, and then stay grounded. Now you're going to have to do this multiple times a year. A lot of times just saying ground down, ground, I'm here now. I'm here now too is very grounding. I'm here now. Like looking out and seeing there's the trees, there's the yellow bird, there's my dog, naming things too can get you grounded and back in your body. And then breathing. And I would say also breathing deep, not shallow. If you breathe up here, you're going to create anxiety. And it's very masculine breathing down, deep and slow, like a 5 to 7 count, in breath and exhale breath. Very grounding. High sensitivity. So there's a huge range in this. So again, the more you're aware of the grounding and clearing, the sensitivity will not feel as intense, although different things will come in at different times. And also as you awaken and ascend your energy, as your vibration gets higher and higher, ascension vibration gets higher and higher, that you will start to hear and taste and see and feel things differently. But again, you can have, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. And then it's not it's not overwhelming. It doesn't debilitate you. So just knowing you can, it's like building muscle. You learn about these things, you start applying them, and then you grow, and it allows you to grow without feeling fear. It allows you to grow being more expansive. A lot of times when we're first growing too, we might feel like this tension on us. So when you're first waking up, it's like can feel like nails on a blackboard or pressure on you. And so the first thing you want to do is like think to push your energy, let your energy go out, fill the room you're in. A lot of sensitives and starseeds, when we're growing up, because of everything around us, we kind of shrink. We shrink in, and we pull all our energy in, and we actually become more of a target then, when I really want you to expand your energy, fill up the room that you're in. Like just imagine the light, imagine there's a light in the center of you that is you, your source energy. Imagine source coming straight down from up above, the crystalline diamond energy from earth, from above, just, the light, the star, sunlight in you, radiant sun in the middle of you. Just imagine that your energy is attuned to that, and then let it expand out, going way out, filling up the room that you're in. You do not have to think of yourself just in your body. In fact, I want you to start thinking you have an energetic field that's way out here. Use that energy. You don't have to stay here, but you can have a boundary that is close to you, that other people's energy just comes here. We'll do some meditations and stuff that will teach you how to do that. Right now, just answering this question, it would take, a big workshop. So we'll do these in stages. But anyway, so you to feel, so if you're feeling like this, expand, just say scatter energy. But while you're grounded in yourself, scatter, expand, amplify it, turn it up like you're a dimmer switch. So if you've been dim, turn it up as bright as you can, and just let that energy go out. And just feel that space in you, and breathe, how you can breathe, and how you feel looser, right? So it's not holding it in, it's letting it flow, letting it out, radiating it wherever it is. Just radiate that right now and feel that. Okay. So yes, so you can have, so you're sensitive to, the empath in you. You can become more intuitive, although if you've shut down, if your intuition has been shut down because in your family you were told not to trust that's Satan, or whatever different beliefs in different families have about that, or it scared you. We'll be learning about intuition too, and your psychic abilities, is to let that, that can be, you're picking up on that. And again, just clear the energy. Remember, everything is energy. So letting things flow through you and not holding on to them is a great way to be, and do that in nature. Let out, just if you're walking and it's windy, just say, okay, remove all the energy that's not mine. And that's one thing for starseeds and sensitives to say too. Any energy that isn't mine, happily go back to where you originated, or to your owner, and you'll feel that energy leave. So sensitivities too, when you're I notice, like, I'm more sensitive to sounds. I can hear things better. Your eyesight, when you're awakening, might seem like it goes worse, but then it gets better. It's like there's like all these different adjustments the body's going through. And so all these different codes and stuff that are coming in from the sun, and all these different alignments that are happening, and our bodies turning from less dense to more plasma energy. And so it's just, there's going to be a lot of things that are happening that are changing. And so it's just being, but you're having your awareness about what's going on with you, what you're feeling and experiencing, and learning the tools to manage it so you're more in flow, and it isn't disrupting your life or becoming too painful. Okay, so next is you feel like the black sheep of the family. So most of us become the emotional support of the family because we're put in dysfunctional families that aren't giving us any emotional support. I don't say that's 100% true, but that's a lot. We tend to come in and be the nurturers, and we have the knowing about how to take care of the people and meet their needs because we're so empathic and psychic, and we just like know things. And so we apply those things that we know from a very young age, and then it builds up, and then we think that's who we are, but we're not just that. And we're not just here to take care of other people. We're here to take care of ourselves first and learn about those families, but also learn about the truth. Like we are not just the people that, because those nurturers that you are and that I am, that have been, we'll sacrifice ourselves in order to take care of other people because that makes us feel like we're needed, and then we won't be abandoned. We won't have our worst fears come true, whatever those things are, or we won't be beat by a parent because we're not taking care of them, or we won't be, somehow we'll get our needs made or our needs met or feel loved by them. So again, that's a review. So that's number 3. We have a different kind of intelligence. We're highly intuitive and creative. We can, we're highly creative. And and it could be on genius level a lot, and particularly the kids that are coming in now, they're coming in they're already awake. So they just know things that they bring from the cosmos that is so much more further advanced than we are here. And so they're bringing answers and solutions and just, coming and whole different perception and world. And I think we have the ability to have both left and right brain thinking and feeling. So we have we're excellent problem solvers in a lot of ways, and we're solution orientated. We're visionaries. Again, we just know things. We're imaginative as well as logical. We don't necessarily need to work things out in conventional ways. We just kind of know how to do things. And we're innovative, and we can dream about the future and then have it come true. So that's a big thing, huh? So the next thing for a starseed is you're drawn to explore alternative lifestyles. And you want to do work that you love. You don't want to do work that you don't. So again, alternative lifestyles, for a lot of us was holistic, learning how to be multidimensional, the psychic skills, being able to travel, from one place in our minds to another place, to all the different abilities of what do we want to say, the energetic cosmic physics world that I'm still discovering, and there's a lot of things that we're going to do and create together, right? So it's living outside the box. We don't like to live in boxes. Live with what do I say? Within limitations. We don't want that. We're free. We want to be free. We want to be able to think free, create freely, speak freely, dive deep freely, travel freely, in a variety of ways. And so, and you can't do that until you start waking up and raising the frequency of your body. So what do I want to say by frequencies or vibration? So everything in physics, if you read physics, everything is frequency and vibrations. And so there's a little slower one, and then there's a higher vibration. And there's different levels. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way. I know there's 12. I know there's beyond, way beyond that. So each of those levels of vibration create a different way of being. And so most people have been in this 3D dimension of vibration. There's a certain amount of vibration. It makes things be physical, and it it's a certain set of what do I want to say, things that are set in this perception, in this vibration. And then there's fourth vibration and fifth vibration, and the higher you go, the less the physical matters. So the higher you go, then the faster you can go from here to Mars, or the faster you can manifest and create something. The more psychic you are. It's just the barriers of like 3D, what we think of 3D, the thinking, the feeling, the vision, all of that stuff, like you become multidimensional in your ways of being. And so, and it's the other thing is in ascension, what's happening. So you're awakening to truths. You're awakening to the truths of who you are. You're being shaken up and seeing if you're not born in already awake. And so a lot of the 20-year-olds and below are being born awake, but some of them aren't, and some of them just wake up like around 7 years old. They might not come in right away, or that some of that squashed, and then they really blossom at starting at 7 and up. Some not until their teens, but then they'll remember, they'll have a download of everything. So part of that also is our DNA. And our DNA used to think that there was only 2 strands, and now we know there's multiple strands. And so we are affected by the solar system. We are affected by the other universes that are out there. It is not just Earth is this capsulized thing. There's all sorts of energy that we are receiving from the sun, from the planets' positions, from what's happening out in the cosmos, whether the sun has a flare or not, what happens in a variety of things besides what's happening here and our electromagnetic systems that's going on. What's also happening here with AI and 5G and all that other stuff. We're affected. All those are vibrations and frequencies. And so some are affecting us positively, and others are changing our DNA, lighting up our DNA. So there are scientists that can see now that we have, so there's another at least 10 strands of DNA that have been being lit up over the last few years. And by different things, as you wake up and your energy shifts, that vibration shifts a bit, then it allows kind of like a chain reaction to happen. Then, something happens, there's a flare in the sun and whatever. I don't fully understand how all this happens. I don't know if anybody really understands how all this happens, but there is science behind it. But it will like click on, it will whatever the vibes or in those codes that come in, you might see there might be geometric, sacred geometric things. It might be through sounds, through light. They're light codes. So a lot of it is light that's coming in, and your body, as it's ready, will let them in, and it turns them on and lines them up with other things. And so there's a lot of stuff that's going on in our bodies as we are living here on this planet and growing as a starseed here and a sensitive. So anyway, through those, activations and stuff, you start being drawn to different lifestyles, different ways of being, different things that you want to contribute. You might all of a sudden want to be more in community than before you were a loner. You might want to, go live in an ashram, or you might want to, create sustainable homes community and build things. You might become an alternative doctor using being a medical intuitive, and or you might be bringing in the med beds or teaching people how to heal themselves. So my whole life has been an alternative, what's this, what's that, but following, it's all been along the lines of healing and self-healing and mind, body, spirit. It's been all of it: physical, mental, spiritually, emotionally. And I've just been following it and learning and mastering, following it, learning and mastering, following. And just, so we're on this spiral where we can keep learning and growing in the same way. And this is your mission. This is what you're here to learn. And your mission usually involves helping others who are growing in that way, who need the information that you learn, as you're awakening and ascend, that is your mission, is to serve in some way, either to share that information, be innovative, creating new things, solving big problems that haven't been solved, by leading, becoming a leader, etc. So I'm hoping this is beneficial for all of you, and you're getting information. For those of you who will be watching this later, again, we can take each one of these things and dive into it deeper, but and also talk about how it is affecting you in this moment. And that's like what the coaching sessions are for creating deeper topics, and for you to have questions, next time. So the next thing is the cutting edge spirituality. You're looking for cutting edge spirituality. So we're creating our own spirituality, and we're seeing how we're avoiding any authoritative, like different religions, or even gurus, or even governments in some ways, or systems like the health system, right? We're like, we just have a feeling. There's a gut feeling in us. There's that knowingness in us. We're drawn to search out missing elements. We're good bullshit detectors. So we need a strong connection to nature, and to our spirit guides, to the light, to the magic. We're attracted to the stars and the cosmos, and we feel our inner calling. And then also, you are unity consciousness. Starseeds, we want to bring people together. We're thinking, how can everybody have the good life? How can everybody be healthy? How can everybody be happy? How can we come together to support each other being sovereign? What is it that's, how can we connect to our higher selves, and how to create and magnetize, do energy work, and live multidimensionally, with each other, and with the cosmos, and with the universe, and with Mother Gaia, and with the ETs. So there's a lot there, that I think, hopefully, that you saw in yourself. And so there's a lot of, even though we have those in common, there's all this individualism that's in that. And so in living this and becoming awake, in letting go of your limiting beliefs and blocks and challenges that you think you have to go through, you start to unveil, right? The spirit in you, the soul in you. And as you start to get more grounded and pull back all those aspects of your soul that you've let go, that you know left the body and you forgot to call back because you didn't know you're supposed to call back, call those parts back to you. As you start to come back and feel full and whole and not broken and lovable, you know, into your being of yourself, then you start to feel how you can live your mission and what that mission is. And it's through doing your own work that you find your mission. And some of you will know your mission, but you don't know how to do it yet. Some of you will be very clear that this is what I'm here for, and 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 this is where I'm supposed to help. I mean, I know there's like 13-year-olds working with physicists that came with information that they've been looking for 20 years. You know, so there's they're clear and they've already been in contact and they've already shared them and it's going on, you know, it's in process. So some know that way. Like I said, the new kids that are coming in just are, you know, they don't have to go through the process we're going through. Some of them do, not all of them are wide awake. And this can be hard for parents who are, who don't know that they have these children. But also if you're a starseed, and so, you know, a lot of them are coming in because you are a starseed and you can have that understanding, but you're going to have to clear all the ways that you think parenting, that you were taught parenting, and be with them in a different way, just kind of like you would have liked to have had that experience. Let's see that some of these, how to stay in the body. I told how to stay in the body. How do you know your mission for sure? And so I would say, let's take away the for sure, because you're just going to start walking your mission. So part will be like, oh, it's this. And that's like, oh, that's for me, it was like, oh, it's coaching. That's my mission, coaching. But as I'm walking my coaching mission, oh, it's for coaching sensitive. Oh, it's for now starseeds, right? And so for awakening, for ascension, it's all builds on top of each other. So it's not like static when you get it, you know. So some of you might be for health, right? So you're in the health field, so it's just like you're coaching for health, or you become a doctor, or you know, whatever the way that you want to be. You might be a emergency person that helps people, you know, in a whole new way. You know, right in the emergency, you might have the skill to be like, pew, or people who die, so that you can help them immediately either pass on or know that how to bring them back, without the things that we have now, just using your hands, using your mind, using the energy around you, using source coming through you. So so anyway, it's never for sure, right? It's like you're on it, and then it keeps refining. And that's the same thing that I feel like when we ascend, we just keep refining, fine tuning. Veils come off, and then we're like, oh, and then we learn how to be there, and then it's another veil comes off, or another energized, whoa, okay, look at this, or oh, here's something to be dealt with that I've been hanging on to, that okay, now how can I release that, and what's under that, to look at. How to feel that I belong even in my family, loneliness. Yeah. Okay, so one is, and so one of the things that you're going to learn is like, I a matter of fact, and certain things, you know, I don't pussyfoot around, is to stop expecting it. Stop expecting your family to get you, because they won't. And if they, you were with them for a reason, to learn and to grow and to get get out of that what it is. And there can be certain things that you're bringing to this family, but creating really healthy boundaries in the family is essential. Otherwise it will drain you, and you will keep playing out the old parts of the story of your life. We basically want you, the benefit for you is to let go of the past, to really be living in the moment. You keep dragging the family along, thinking that that somehow something's going to work out and change. And that's actually slowing you down from becoming you. And I'm not saying either that you totally disregard your family, but you have healthy boundaries and you understand they're on their path, where they're at, doing what they're doing. A lot of times the starseed or the sensitive or the combination sensitive starseed is you're the only one in the family that's that way. Periodically there are multiples, and I would say more so in these days, but usually it was one. So the thing is just understanding you get to be you and they get to be them. And so stop expecting that they're going to get anything else. And the more that you stand in you, the better. And then if they can't tolerate that themselves, then you start limiting the time or limiting the way that you spend time with them. Loneliness. So we can be alone, but not lonely. That's it. Loneliness is feeling like you're without, right? It's that you don't have others that you can count on. And so here's the tough thing, because a lot of us starseeds and sensitives, because we were told something was wrong with us, we're broken, why aren't we like everybody else? That again, that's something that you have to work on to clear. And then because the reason that's holding you back is because you cannot put yourself out there to make friends with other starseeds and sensitives. You have to go, so we have to ask for what we want and go get it. And so that's like why doing this, I get to meet other people, but it's also, I understand the reason that you're feeling that. That's why I'm creating this. But you also need to, walk out the door and use your intuition, use your multi-dimensional self to find other people around you who you can talk to. We like to go deep fast. Most people do not, who are not us, are like, what is happening? And so just finding somebody, and you can feel it, and you're just going to have to really remind yourself that you are more than what you're thinking, and you might not even be shy, but you're thinking you have to be shy. Being an introvert doesn't mean that you have to be shy. And I think we've just been taught to not use our voice because people told us we were broken or something was wrong with us. And so we didn't want to stand out. We don't want to be in the center of attention because somehow we would get bullied or teased or, some energy projected at us that we didn't want to deal with. So again, leaving the past as the past in this moment is a brand new moment. I have never lived in this moment before right now with you. And so I can, in this moment, wherever I am, doing whatever I am, I can go up and introduce myself to somebody that I feel compelled to meet, or somebody, or join, some place like here with me, or something that's outside that's happening. Again, follow whether it's something that deals with health or art or creativity, going to galleries, going to workshops with other people who are creative, finding the thing that you like to do and meeting with other people that like to do that, whether you're athletic, whether again politics and stuff, finding those people that are aligned, that are in the frequency and vibration that you are, and that and start up a conversation. reaching out to them. And, they will enjoy that you reached out to them. We all we're in a place now where we need to put our big panties on and be bold and get out there and say things. Now, there's a lot of us, but we're spread around the world because we're all holding energy in different ways. See, as you awake and your vibration and your light shines, you are holding energy that is helping light up this planet and is helping raise the vibration as each of you are waking up. And the higher you go, we're holding vibration in order for the rest of humanity to feel that vibration, to feel that love, to feel the unity, to feel the compassion, and the creativity, to come together. And we're supposed to come together and create together and problem solve together. And, we need it more now than ever. So please, one of the things that we'll do, maybe this coming meditation will be to clear the past energy in order to be more present now and really get clear why, each time here and now. And then when you feel like, oh, I'm afraid, that you can go, oh, that's my past, because there's nothing in this moment to be afraid of, right? Nothing has ever happened. And that's your ego. Also, the ego wants to keep you from feeling any shame, guilt, hurt, trauma. And then it only knows the past. It doesn't know potential for the future. So you've got to realize that there's no benefit to you keeping memories of your past, keeping the information, because a lot of the perfectionists will say, I've got to remember that I'm not good enough, so I will be good enough. That is a endless cycle of abuse. So that's something that we'll talk about down the road. Maybe you guys can remember and ask those questions. Anyway, I think we're drawing to a close here. I was going to do a meditation, but I think I've gone on. And so loneliness is you keeping yourself separate. There we go. You keeping yourself separate, thinking that you can't be connected. Right? It's you have so much power. And so also just putting out the intention and using your manifestation skills. Okay, I'm calling in. I really want to be connected with lots of people who are like-minded, or I want a new friend that lives in my neighborhood or lives in this city that we can go do things with. And then also look at what is your definition of loneliness? So are you really lonely? So again, to look and see what that is, because some people have been taught, or other people will say, well, you spend time alone, but you can be very creative and have lots of fun with yourself. And you have more fun with yourself when you like and love yourself. And so that's one of the biggest things that we do. And in teacher, my ability is to point out to you where the roots of your problem are that are keeping you limited, that you're not liking and loving yourself. And when you like and love yourself, then you can trust that other people will like and love you too. Not everybody, because a lot of people that don't understand us might love our energy, but might not understand us. Like our family, they might love us, but they don't get us, and they can't because they're not on the same vibration. And that's all right. It's all right. So looking at what you're thinking and believing is all right and not. Again, division. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope this was helpful. And yeah, and I look forward to next week. And I think next week I'm going to do a healing meditation again. I think the healing meditation is going to be on, I'm making a note for myself, on releasing the past and being bright and present in this future, really turning up turning up your light, turning up your energy, turning up the beingness that you are, getting you in touch with the energy level that you are, the light that you are. Okay. So till we meet again, love, live, and matter. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Denise.